Today, we'll debate, is it possible to stop deforestation, with Noah, a tech-optimist environmentalist, and Iris, a traditionalist conservationist. They're two artificial intelligence personas. Please introduce yourselves.
Hello, everyone. I'm Noah, an environmental engineer who believes passionately in harnessing the power of technology to tackle the pressing issue of deforestation. Growing up in a city that valued environmental awareness, I saw firsthand the potential for tech to be a driving force for good. My work with AI and drone technology in forest conservation has only reinforced this belief. I see technology not just as a tool but as an essential partner in our fight to preserve our planet's forests. In my vision, technology allows us to monitor and manage our forests more effectively, catch illegal activities before they escalate, and optimize sustainable management practices. Global collaboration is also key. By sharing data and solutions internationally, we can tackle deforestation on a global scale. Sustainable development is at the heart of my approach, aiming to balance economic progress with ecological responsibility. I firmly believe that with the right technological tools and global commitment, we can protect our forests for future generations. Thank you.
Hello everyone, I'm Iris, and I've dedicated much of my life to working closely with indigenous communities in the Amazon rainforest. My experiences there have taught me that true conservation goes beyond technology. It's about understanding and respecting the intricate relationship between people and their natural environments. I believe deeply in community-based conservation, where local communities are empowered to take charge of their forests using traditional knowledge and methods passed down through generations. While technology has its place, I'm cautious of becoming overly reliant on it, as it can sometimes overlook the human and cultural aspects that are critical to effective conservation. Instead, we need to prioritize supporting traditional livelihoods and providing economic incentives that align with environmental preservation, such as payments for ecosystem services or ecotourism initiatives. By focusing on local empowerment and sustainable economic alternatives, I believe we can protect the incredible biodiversity of our forests and honor the cultural heritage of those who have long protected these lands. Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Noah and Iris will now present their 3 rounds of arguments.
Certainly, Iris's focus on community-based conservation is invaluable, and I truly appreciate the deep-rooted knowledge and stewardship that local communities possess. In many ways, technology can be a powerful ally to these communities, enhancing their efforts rather than replacing them. Take, for instance, the use of satellite imagery to empower the Sarui tribe in Brazil. With access to real-time data, they've been able to effectively monitor their land, catch illegal loggers, and report violations. This collaboration bridges traditional knowledge with modern tools, reinforcing their ability to protect their forests. Another example is the collaboration between tech companies and indigenous groups in northern Canada to map traditional land use. By integrating GPS technology with indigenous ecological knowledge, they've bolstered land claims and conservation efforts. Here, technology serves as a complementary tool, helping amplify traditional methods and creating a broader impact. These examples demonstrate how technology, when thoughtfully integrated, can support community-led conservation, aligning with Iris's values while addressing the complex challenges of deforestation.
Thank you, Noah, for highlighting the ways technology can support community efforts. However, history also shows us the pitfalls of over-relying on technological interventions. A cautionary example is the introduction of satellite surveillance in the Congo Basin. While intended to monitor deforestation, it inadvertently marginalized local communities by imposing external oversight without truly integrating or respecting their traditional approaches. This led to tensions and reduced cooperation, as people felt alienated from the process. Furthermore, technological solutions often come with unintended consequences. For instance, the rush to produce biofuels as a technological fix for carbon emissions led to large-scale deforestation in Southeast Asia for palm oil plantations. This not only destroyed vital ecosystems but also displaced communities and disrupted local economies. It's crucial that we proceed with caution, ensuring that technological interventions do not override the cultural and social dimensions of conservation. True success in combating deforestation requires us to focus on empowering local communities, respecting their knowledge, and ensuring they lead the way in preserving their lands.
Thank you for highlighting those points, Iris. It's crucial to acknowledge the challenges that can arise from integrating technology into conservation efforts. However, I believe that when technology is implemented with sensitivity to cultural and social contexts, it can greatly amplify traditional conservation methods rather than undermine them. For example, in Madagascar, local communities and conservationists are working hand in hand with tech companies to use drones and mobile technology to monitor remote areas. This collaboration respects the traditional knowledge of the communities while giving them the tools to oversee more territory and spot threats early. By involving communities in the planning and execution of these tech-driven solutions, we ensure their voices are central to the process. Moreover, technology can also facilitate economic opportunities aligned with conservation goals. For example, blockchain technology is being explored to create transparent, efficient markets for ecosystem services, directly benefiting local communities. I share your concern for the social and cultural dimensions, and I'm optimistic that with thoughtful collaboration, technology can respect and support the very communities you rightly champion.
Thank you, Noah, for showing how technology can be thoughtfully integrated with community efforts. Your examples highlight the potential for positive collaboration, but we must ensure these instances are the norm rather than exceptions. One critical aspect to consider is the power dynamics involved. Technology is often developed and controlled by entities far removed from local communities, which can lead to imbalances where community voices are not genuinely at the forefront despite intentions. In places like Borneo, where similar collaborative approaches were attempted, technological interventions sometimes led to community disempowerment when decisions were made without truly equitable participation. It's essential that these tools serve as enablers rather than drivers, and this requires frameworks that prioritize community leadership and consent. Furthermore, the resources required to access and maintain these technologies are often a barrier. Training, infrastructure, and ongoing support are needed, which constrain community capacities. Therefore, while technology has potential, my argument remains that the foundation must be built on strong community-led initiatives where technology serves, not leads, and respects the rich, traditional knowledge that communities already possess.
Thank you, Iris, for your insightful and grounded perspective. It's a bit like the tortoise and the hare. Technology can feel a bit like the speedy hare, rushing ahead, occasionally forgetting to check the map created by the tortoise. I'd argue we need both to get to the finish line. I totally agree that power dynamics and resource barriers exist, but that doesn't mean we should pull the plug on technological innovations. Instead, we must ensure they truly democratize conservation efforts. Consider technology as tools in a toolbox. Sure, a hammer alone won't build a house, but in a skilled carpenter's hands, it's invaluable. By training and empowering local leaders with technology, we can ensure they drive the initiatives, maintaining control and benefiting from expanded capabilities. Think of it more as empowering the tortoise with roller skates for when the race gets tough. Ultimately, our goal should be to combine the best of both worlds, respect and amplify the profound traditional knowledge with technology's capacity to enhance and protect. Let's build a future where tech doesn't lead or lag but strides at your treasured tortoise's steady pace, hand in silicon hand with community wisdom.
Thank you, Noah, for envisioning a world where the tortoise gets roller skates, an amusing image indeed. However, even with those skates, our wise tortoise would often prefer its steady, reliable gait. While technology can play a supporting role, relying on it too heavily might turn our tortoise into a reluctant skater, distracted by the bells and whistles instead of focusing on the path ahead. The key here is not just providing tools but ensuring those tools don't become the proverbial cart before the horse, or in our case, tortoise. History shows that well-intentioned tech can sometimes complicate things, like adding GPS to a sundial. You end up with inaccurate shadows, confused times, and frustrated timekeepers. Many communities have thrived for centuries by understanding their environments deeply, and we should ensure that these tried and true methods aren't overshadowed by tech gizmos. In summary, while tech offers exciting possibilities, our focus should remain on empowering communities through their enduring wisdom, ensuring any technological enhancement is truly beneficial and not just an impressive, but unnecessary, accessory. After all, our steadfast tortoise knows when fancy footwork is truly needed, and when it's best to stick with its trusted pace.
Thank you for your speeches. Someone from the audience will now make a question to Noah and Iris.
Hello, everyone. My name is Emily, and I'm a graduate student studying environmental policy. First off, thank you both for such an engaging and spirited discussion. It's fascinating to see how both traditional and technological methods can contribute to forest conservation. My question is directed to Noah. We often hear about the incredible potential of technology in conservation, but what about the carbon footprint or environmental impact of developing and maintaining such technologies? How do you ensure that the tech solutions you advocate for don't inadvertently contribute to environmental harm themselves?
Hi, Emily, and thank you for bringing up a critical point that indeed wasn't directly addressed yet. You're absolutely right. Any technology we employ to combat deforestation must also be mindful of its own environmental footprint. It's like ordering a diet soda with a double cheeseburger. It needs to make sense overall. To mitigate this, solutions include designing systems that are energy efficient and using renewable energy sources to power these technologies. For instance, many drone and satellite operations are increasingly powered by solar energy, reducing their overall impact. Additionally, cloud computing services are evolving to focus on sustainability by using data centers that prioritize energy reduction and carbon offsetting. Moreover, it's important to consider the full life cycle of technology. Both the production and eventual disposal of components should strive to be as eco-friendly as possible. So, while tech itself is part of the solution, we must ensure it's developed and deployed in ways that align with sustainable principles, avoiding becoming a part of the problem itself. Thanks for raising such an essential aspect for us to consider.
Certainly, Iris, thank you for your heartfelt insights into the role of community empowerment and conservation. My question for you revolves around scalability. While local, community-based approaches are invaluable, how do you envision scaling these efforts to address deforestation on a global scale? Given the diverse cultural and ecological landscapes worldwide, how can we replicate the successes of localized efforts while respecting and maintaining each community's unique methods and traditions?
Thank you for your thoughtful question, Emily. Scalability in community-based conservation is indeed a challenge, but not an insurmountable one. The key lies in a framework that facilitates knowledge sharing while honoring local uniqueness. Rather than a one-size-fits-all model, we can create networks of communities and conservationists who share their success stories, challenges, and strategies. One inspiring example is the ICCA Consortium, which supports Indigenous peoples and local communities in conserving biocultural diversity. This network allows communities worldwide to connect, learn from each other, and adapt proven methods to their own contexts. By fostering these connections, we can respect local traditions while scaling effective practices globally. Additionally, empowering local leaders to become ambassadors or trainers for other communities ensures that culturally appropriate methods are disseminated. It's about creating adaptable frameworks and support systems that bolster local efforts while addressing broader challenges. In summary, scalability comes from fostering global connections, supporting adaptability, and ensuring that each community leads its own conservation journey, informed by shared global knowledge.
The debaters now have a minute to talk about something they regret not bringing up to the discussion.
As I sit here reflecting, one thing I regret not mentioning earlier and perhaps should have is the sheer thrill of using technology for wildlife selfies. I mean, who wouldn't enjoy a high-definition, drone-captured sloth selfie hanging on their office wall? It might just be the secret weapon against deforestation, winning hearts with cute animal pics. On a more serious note, Iris, while your insights have been spot on, I have to gently jab at your argument about GPS on a sundial. Talk about a gadget conundrum. I can't help but imagine the bewildered timekeepers scratching their heads, much like tech enthusiasts when their Wi-Fi goes down during a conference call. Despite this laughable scenario, your points are invaluable in reminding us all to keep both feet, grounded in practicality. Cheers to learning and laughing our way through these important discussions.
Oh, absolutely, Noah. In the whirlwind of this discussion, I completely forgot to mention the unrivaled wisdom of using tree rings as ancient hard drives. Just imagine the data storage capabilities, Mother Nature's original USB. Perhaps a missed opportunity to champion low-tech solutions with some real growth potential. And speaking of tech-induced imaginings, I couldn't help but chuckle at your idea of a blockchain for ecosystem services. It conjures up images of forest animals trading acorns encrypted with Bitcoin. Don't get me wrong, the idea has its merits, but envisioning squirrels in cryptocurrency exchanges might just be a bit acorn-y, don't you think? Regardless, it's been a pleasure debating and discussing these angles, and here's to finding humor even as we tackle serious challenges. Cheers, Noah.
Thank you, folks. Let's go over to our judges.
No scores. 1. Argumentation, 8 out of 10. Noah demonstrated a strong ability to articulate the benefits of technology and conservation, providing concrete examples such as the Surui tribe's use of satellite data. He effectively countered Iris's points with humor and acknowledged the importance of balancing technological and traditional methods, though some arguments could have been more deeply explored. 2. Rebuttal, 9 out of 10. Noah delivered persuasive rebuttals, often using humor to disarm and effectively refocus the discussion on the value of technology when integrated thoughtfully. His use of analogies, like the tortoise with roller skates, added clarity to his points while maintaining the debate's friendly tone. 3. Engagement, 8 out of 10. Noah was highly engaging, responding well to audience questions and using humor effectively to maintain interest. While his enthusiasm for technology was evident, ensuring full engagement sometimes slightly overshadowed deeper dives into potential drawbacks of tech without Iris's prompting. Iris's scores, 1. Argumentation, 9 out of 10. Iris excelled in presenting a compelling case for traditional, community-based conservation methods, emphasizing the cultural significance and historical effectiveness. Her arguments were well supported with examples from the Amazon and Borneo, though she occasionally leaned heavily on familiar points. 2. Rebuttal, 8 out of 10. Iris presented thoughtful rebuttals, using humor to diffuse some of Noah's more technological assertions, such as blockchain in ecosystems. However, there were opportunities for her to challenge Noah more on the environmental footprint of technology, which was acknowledged but could have been expanded upon. 3. Engagement, 9 out of 10. Iris was highly engaging, using humor to great effect and connecting well with the audience through relatable examples. Her responses were grounded and thorough, particularly in addressing scalability of local practices, showcasing an ability to weave cultural understanding into wider conservation dialogues.
What are your opinions about the debate? What would you like to see AI's debate next? Keep questioning.